Howdy all, and welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little Minecraft. Alright. As you can hear, I got a bit of a cold. Snuck up on me over that. Well, it didn't sneak up on me. Oh, look at that. I've drilled through into a place I've already been searching. That's alright, though. I want to get some XP here. And I got my my diamond pickaxe. I made diamond pickaxe. Got Unbreaking 3, efficiency 3, so that's pretty nice. All right, that's too slow. Let's pillar up here. And yeah, the niece and nephew, they've been sick since before Thanksgiving, basically. So I was kind of surprised I hadn't already gotten this thing before this point, because usually those plague carriers get me. So So I am sucking on some halls and taking some antihistamines, trying to just suffer my way through it. I did not make a new sword, and I noticed my sword was just about broken. Ooh, I don't like that sound. Get back. Ooh, hey. Oh, man. They're coming out everywhere. There we go. Yeah, I don't know, yesterday I just couldn't bring myself to do much anything. I've been watching this Spanish science fiction show. Calling it a science fiction show, I think, is a little loose. It's a show about people on a ship. It's actually called The Ship. El Barco. And so they I don't know, the science fiction part is sometimes it's all right on there, sometimes I don't know. They had a really good episode where they got attacked by birds. I like that one. And they get attacked occasionally by weird creatures. And those are usually okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's supposed to happen now, because I keep waiting for the secret government thing to show up, and I was pretty sure at one point that the secret government thing has a submarine, but in my last episode they actually had to go over a waterfall in the middle of the ocean. And so I don't know how you're going to take your submarine over a waterfall in the middle of the ocean. Although I guess they could just find another spot down through. Basically what happened was they dropped a black hole accidentally in the middle of Europe. And it destroyed the continental plates. And so, or at least caused them to shift. And so all the land is gone at this point so far. They think there's an island out there, but they haven't found it. They did find a volcano that was pretty close to the surface, it seemed like. which would be land eventually, right? Uh, but yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's been for the most part really good. Not as good as Dark, which was a German sci-fi show I watched on Netflix. I really like that one. Um, but this El Barco is also pretty good. Problem is their episodes are like super long, and I mean I've never been to Spain, so I have no idea what their television is like. But oh no, it did not hurt as bad as I thought it was going to hurt. Uh, but every episode is like an hour and 20 minutes long, hour and 40 minutes long for the season finale. I made it to season 2. Uh, and so I've been slowly working my way through the seasons. It's subtitled, so it really is slow going for me. Uh, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to D&D today. We might, but well, we're not. I'm not gonna play D&D today, even if they do come down to play. I don't think I want to talk that much, and B, I got a new game I want to play, and so if they do come down, we're gonna play The Thing, which is based off that old movie from 1982. One of my favorite horror movies. And I tried really hard to get the special edition. They only released 1,982 of them, or 84 of them. I forget what year it came out. I think 82. And so I was kind of hoping to snag the special edition because it came with some artwork and stuff. And but no, they were all sold out real quick. Partially because it went on sale during the middle of my work day, and I was working. And then by the time I realized that, hey, it's on sale, I should get over there and check it out. They didn't even have standard editions left when I checked, but they opened up more standard edition sales. Now I think they're just on standard edition sales. I have my copy though, so I'm all good. There's a lot of stuff here all crammed together. And so I do want to check it out. It looks like it's going to be fun. We'll see. Might be terrible. I don't think it's going to be terrible. It looks like a lot of fun. Provided I can get anyone to want to play it. They're currently hunting down a car title. One of them got in a bit of a car wreck, and so the car is currently at the lot they had it towed to, and nobody knows where the car title paperwork is, so I don't know where mine's at either. They told me I should have one. I'm like, I thought I was told that I just needed that one paper, and that might be all I have. And they're like, no, you should have a title. I'm like, I don't think I do. But if you think I should have one, then while you're looking for yours, look for mine, because all that paperwork should be together. But yeah, so they can't find any other paperwork. We're not really great at putting paperwork away here, so who knows? I was like, man, I get my own health insurance, and they're always asking me to send them paperwork, and I'm like, how many times do I have to send you paperwork? Come on. And I was just laughing because I signed up for paperless billing, so I get an email that says your bill is ready, right? That's basically all it says. Your bill is ready. So then I go and I pay it online, and usually the same day I get that email, I also get a letter in the mail letting me know that I have a bill. I signed up for paperless billing. Why are you sending me? Why are you? And I checked. I went online. I checked. I unchecked it. I saved it. I rechecked it. I saved it because maybe it didn't go through the. Nope. I still get a bill and an email every time. It's that time to pay my insurance bill. But yeah, they wanted. They want. I just sent it to them in June, I think. They're always wanting proof of how much money I make, and it's a weird thing. Like, why do you need to know that? Like, I pay my health insurance, and they're not the only ones either. Like, I want to say it's my credit card company just sent me a request for my. I'm like, I'm not gonna increase my amount. Why do you need to know? Why do you need to know? And I don't know. I find that to be a weird thing. So they asked for the last 30 days. I went ahead and just printed off the first page and sent them the last 5 months. So hopefully they'll leave me alone for at least a couple of days. And I don't know. I hate seeing papers from them guys because they always want more paperwork. Like, why? I filled out the thing. You approved it. Why have I got so much more paperwork? Man, I'm loving this efficiency 3 pickaxe here. Ooh, don't push me off, water. Oh man, I'll tell you, so we usually go and do stuff on Sundays, and I told them I wasn't going today because I didn't feel good, and so I stayed in bed, and I didn't get out of bed until they told me lunch was ready, because we eat lunch together as a family, and so we have the big family meal every Sunday, and so I get this. No, I didn't get anything. They yelled down, it's lunchtime. So I got out of bed. I went upstairs. I went in the bathroom. I brushed my teeth. The other things you do when you first get out of bed in the bathroom. And went over and sat down at the table, and nobody was there. And I don't understand their need to call me to lunches. Hey, Diamonds. I don't understand their need to call me to dinner or lunches before it's actually ready. And they do. And it drives me crazy. And I don't get it. It's really bizarre sometimes. They will call me for dinner before the food is even off the stove. Not that they want me to help put the food in bowls or anything, and I will if they ask. I don't normally ask them when I make dinner. And so they don't ask me when they make dinner. And but I don't get it. And then I'll be like, I'll be busy when they call, and I'll be working, like, say, because we actually eat dinner together as a family almost every day, and so they'll yell down, "Hey, it's dinner time," and then I'll finish whatever I'm doing. It'll be like 10 minutes later before I get up there, and no one will be at the table. And as soon as all the food will be out on the counter because we just kind of buffet it, I guess, every time we eat, almost. Not on Sundays. On Sundays we put everything on the table, but and so I'll start to get stuff together for me to eat. Glass of water or whatever, and get a plate and some silverware, and I'll start to put. As soon as I start to put stuff on there, everybody just comes running and starts barging in front of me, and I'm like, I've been downstairs for 12 minutes. 12 minutes since you told me dinner was ready. Why wait until I start to get my food before you charge in here and bust in front of me? Why? And so today they call for dinner, and I get up there and the food's on the table, but nobody else is at the table, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know what was going on, and so slowly they start to come and sit down at the table. Not all of them, because right, they're looking for those papers, and so one of them turns to me and goes, "Now remember, I came upstairs, I went in the bathroom, I brushed my teeth, I sat down at the table. The only thing said to me before this point was, 'Hey, it's lunchtime, get up.' And the first words are, 'Did you see my kangaroo meat?' From an adult. An adult says this to me. I'm like, okay. So in my brain, I think obviously someone has given them kangaroo meat, and it's probably in the refrigerator. But then part of my brain is like, why do you think it's okay to even structure what you're saying that way? No, like, hey, I got some kangaroo. I think it's some kind of sausage. Got some kangaroo sausage. I don't know where they got it from, and hey, it's in the refrigerator if you want to try it. That was not the conversation that took place. It was, did you see my kangaroo meat? And so I was like, what? No. What kangaroo meat? Where'd you get kangaroo meat? Why would I have seen it? You just saw me come up here and go in the bathroom and then come sit down. So when did you get the kangaroo meat? I haven't been in the refrigerator since yesterday when I made breakfast. And then one of the other ones is like, well, pardon us for not looking at the schedule of you using the refrigerator. I'm like, all right, Pouty, I'm sorry that somebody asked you to do something, but you're not even part of this conversation. Also another adult. That's the way he acts. And but seriously, what kind of who wants to start their day off with, did you see my kangaroo meat? What? Why? No. How? Just what? Why do you have kangaroo meat? Let's start with that. Where did you get it from? How about that? Nope. None of that was answered. None of my questions about the kangaroo meat were answered after I said, how could I have seen it? I haven't been in the refrigerator yet today, and you saw that. So no, I still have not seen kangaroo meat. I don't know where it came from. One of them said, the one who was all pouty about it, who didn't actually have anything to do with the conversation, he's just mad because he was being asked to hunt down this car registration, and he gets pouty when his wife makes him look for things, and or actually do things, and so yeah, no, I I do not know the answer to have you seen my kangaroo meat? No. I guess I do know the answer to that part. I just don't know why that was even a question. It didn't lead to anything. It wasn't like, hey, would you like to try my kangaroo meat? Nope. It wasn't, hey, I was at this wild game place and bought some kangaroo sausage. You should try it. It's good. Nope. With just, have you seen my kangaroo meat? Yep, that was a bizarre. That was a bizarre confrontation. Wow. All right, brain. I realize we're shutting down here, but confrontation. Oh no, I'm out of arrows. This is not good. Why did that thing suddenly say I had new? Oh, I must have picked up my first piece of diorite. This batch of reset recipe book. I am curious now that I've been talking about it, about the kangaroo meat. Oh, they also had a fun conversation. None of them listened to anybody. And so, at one point, everybody had their own tablet. And that has since gone down to, there are only 3 tablets left. And, it's a subject I'm not allowed to talk about. I mean, I can talk about it, but here I'm not allowed to talk about it because I say what probably happened and then I get my head bit off because it didn't happen that way. And it's never happened that way, even though it's actually happened that way several times. And I assume that each of the tablets that have now gone missing were left on top of a vehicle because one of them, when they drive, has a tendency to lay things on top of the vehicle and then drive off. When I said that's probably what happened to the tablets, I was told they have never done that. But I actually have seen it happen like 4 times. And the second to last tablet also was left on top of the vehicle. They're pretty sure. And but that's the only one it happened to. But you know, when someone's responsible for tablets, and they have a tendency to put things like tablets on top of cars, and the tablets were all lost as they were taken places and they never came back, then that leads one to assume that the evidence points to someone left the tablet on top of the car like they do with their phone or their coffee or a dozen other things that have been left on top of the car and scattered across the road. He only did that once with his phone, and it stayed on the car until we got to where we were going. That's not true. That's not true. I really think they live in an alternate reality than I do, or I live in an alternate reality. Because what I see and what they think happened are almost always 2 different things. And it drives me crazy. What was that noise? Oh, time to go. It's time to go. My sword just broke. I am weaponless. I am weaponless. Well, I guess I'm not totally weaponless. I'm gonna go over here where it keeps showing me the sky. I don't know if that means I'm deep underground and there's no sky here. But twice I've seen sky here, so I think that indicates this should be my way out of here. Maybe a little bit. I also I did a bunch of work on creating a new D&D class, and got a good chuckle out of uh, I asked well I play D&D with two different DMs. Ooh, that's cool looking. And so I told the first DM I was doing this, and he got very excited. And he wanted me to send him everything I had, and he was going to make his version of the same class, and then we could compare it, and he was very excited. He's still very excited about it. And he gave me some tweaks and wanted to said when we got time this weekend he was going to put more together and we could tweak the class a bit, and he thinks it's looking pretty balanced, and he's like, there might be a couple things we want to increase or decrease, but it'll be fun. And I'm like, yeah. And then I sent it to the other DM, and he's like, no, I told the other DM I was going to do it. And so then he starts asking me questions about what I'm doing. Oh, man. I'm lost. It's okay. I don't need to be lost. I know I'm at a negative... I need negative numbers both ways. So... So yes, so home should be... I don't want to save a screenshot. I want to go this way. We chit-chat about it. And, man, he just goes on and on. It was like an hour and a half of arguing with him over what I was doing and trying to explain what I was doing. And, we reached a point where he just, okay, I'm pretty sure that's where I started. So, yeah, home is definitely this way. I say that, and then I never find home, but I think it's just over this hill here. Yeah, we're talking about, like, how to give hit points to the... It's a summoning class, because they don't really have one of those in D&D, and so he didn't like the way that I wanted to do it, and then he's going off, and what was driving me crazy was he's comparing things that have nothing to do with each other as this is why you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, I don't understand why you are comparing these things, because they don't relate to one another. And he's like, well, you don't understand how spells are balanced. I'm like, yeah, but this isn't a spell, this is the use of spell slots. And he's like, well, no, you don't understand, because a level 9 spell slot is way more powerful than a level 1 spell slot. I'm like, yeah, that's true and inherent in what I'm trying to do, because one level 9 spell slot is worth 9 level 1 slots. Yeah, but you can't equate them slot for slot. And I'm like, yeah, but most of the classes have a thing where they can trade out. Like all the wizards can take a short rest, and they can get back either, like, depending on their level. It's based off your level. Okay, now I'm doubting this goes where I need it to go. No, we're in the... I know my place is in the negatives, like negative something. So I know we're sort of headed the right direction. Yeah, so I was pointing out that he has a wizards, because he plays a wizard, and he's very overprotective of his wizard. Super, like, throwing a fit protective of his wizard. And every time we have a conversation involving things that are tangentially related to his wizard, it always turns into a huge argument, because you're not allowed to talk about things related to his wizard. And we had a conversation about warlocks and how I felt like warlocks could use a slight increase in the number of spell slots they have, because they have very limited spell slots, and so it's like it's supposed to be a caster class, but it's never allowed to cast spells. And then he's like, well, they get their spells back after a short rest. I'm like, yeah, but so do wizards one time a day. And he's like, yeah, but they get theirs back every short rest. I'm like, how many games do you play? How many games do you currently play? Because I play 3 different games, or 2 different games with him. I'm like, of those 2 games, not that anybody's playing a warlock. I do play a warlock in another game, and we get way more rest time than. We don't get more rest time, but our days last way longer than they do on the other games I play. Anyways, we argued about short rests and how that applies to. Oh man, I feel like I should be able to see my place from here. I'm pretty sure these are the numbers. Negative. I know it's in the negatives. I know both numbers are in the negatives. I don't want to have to look this up again, man. It'd also be way better if it was daytime instead of nighttime here. Okay, I want to get out to this open plain over here. Might help me be able to see. Oh, now see, this is savannah. This isn't right. There's no savannah near my house. I'll bet we're approaching where I have my desert thing, though. I'll bet it's right over here. Look for bases and broken nether portals. Will you get up on this hill? Thank you. No, this desert isn't big enough for where I thought I was at. Well, I'm probably going to have to look up my coordinates again, because obviously I don't know where my base is at. This is a bigger desert, though. I have a base in a desert near my other base, which is why I thought maybe I could find my other base out here. But this does not look like where my other base is at. I mean, it kind of does, but it's not a big enough desert is the problem. But, yeah, it just, the one guy's all on board and discussing it, and the other guy's just hour and a half argument. Not that you understand any of the things if you don't play D&D, but it works like this. Spell slots come in levels, so there's level 1 spells, level 9 spells, everything in between. And so wizards have this ability to get back spell slots at half their level at one time per day. So if they're level 10, they can get back a level 5 spell slot, or any combination that equals 5. A 3 and a 2, 5 ones, a 4 and a 1, it doesn't matter. Just as long as that number adds up to 5. And so that's basically what I had done to do this other thing with my new class. And he wasn't having it. Oh, man. He argued with me for like an hour, hour and a half over how I didn't understand how spell slots work. And how a level 9 spell is way more powerful than a level 1 spell. And I'm like, yeah, but what does that have to do with what I'm doing? And he's like, no, you gotta compare like a level 1 stupid spell with the most powerful level 9 spells. I'm like, yeah, but they're not even gonna have access to that. So what difference does that make? Yeah, but you're saying they're 9 level 1 spells, and so then I give him some stats I'm like, dude, you know that provided you hit for maximum amount, this one spell, this level 9 spell kills people. His example, this level 9 spell kills people who have less than. Ooh, you know what? This does look familiar now. That have less than 100 hit points. This other spell, which is level 1 spell, if you hit for maximum damage, because there's no comparable spell to what he was trying to use. Sure, power word kill, very powerful. You know what? There's no level 1 equivalent. There's no level 1 equivalent. So I don't know how to compare to that. Wish, super powerful spell, no equivalent. So unless you're going to use a damage spell versus a damage spell, then I could compare those. But there's no way to compare the other ones. And so I'm like, well, look, your power word kill kills instantly anyone with less than 100 hit points. And I'm like, if you take the level 1 spell and you manage to hit for maximum damage with it, it can do 216 points of damage provided you cast it 9 times. And so his reply to that was, "You'll never be able to cast 9 level 1 spells in combat, though." No kidding. Why are you comparing these things then? Nobody's saying that one level 1 spell is equivalent to a level 9 spell. I'm saying that 9 level 1 spell slots have the same arcane value according to your spell slot recovery as a level 9 spell. So if I cast 9, you don't get 9 level 1 spell slots anyways. But, oh man. And then I finally, that was on Wednesday. On Thursday, I built my class mostly. It still needs some tweaks to it, and I've forgotten a couple of things I got to add to it here and there. But we're constructing it. It's going to take a little bit, and so I send him a copy of it. This dude sends me stuff he wants me to look at all the time. Yeah, I have no idea where I'm at this point. I don't remember there being a city. Sends me stuff to look at all the time. So on Thursday, I send him a copy of my class. And you know what he replies with? If you really want... he told us we weren't professionals and we shouldn't even attempt this, basically. I'm going to go ahead and look for professional classes, what you're trying to do. Okay. We're just trying to homebrew something together for our private game. Well, I'm gonna look for professional versions of what you're trying to do. I guess I've already been here, and then that way you can have what it looks like to have a professional make the class. I'm like, okay, but I looked at some professional or someone published to the internet. I don't think that makes it professional necessarily. You know what? I didn't like what they did. I wanted to go a different route. And so I sent him a copy of what I had finished on Thursday. And then I sent him an updated copy Friday. And because I'd forgotten some major things in my first run through and realized later that I had forgotten to finish part of it. And his reply to that was, you should submit it to the Reddit page where they critique this kind of stuff if you want to critique. Alright, dude. I'm sorry. I asked if you wanted to look at it. I thought you might be interested in this stuff since you DM our game on Wednesdays, and you might like to see, how difficult you think it might be to come up with your own stuff. I mean, I realize you try not to do any homebrew stuff in your game, unless it's something super beneficial for you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the animosity he suddenly has toward me doing this. And the other guy, the other DM I play with, who DMs my Monday night games, he seems pretty happy to join in on the fun. It's bizarre. We got a great chuckle over the you should submit it for, if you want it critiqued, you need to submit it to the website where they critique this kind of stuff. I didn't want to critique. I wanted you to look at it and say, oh yeah, that's that's all right. I'm not looking to publish this, dude. I'm just trying to make a class that fits something I want to play because there isn't one in the game. Anyways, that's enough rambling for me. So click like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. I will talk to you later.